Tonight, it is the crew. Big Jim Oriskany's here. He's the guy hiding behind the sunset. And then there's Marty right there.
What's up?
And we are going to start the process of Butterbar to 4-star. This is our community-driven campaign game. We're going to start hashing out the who's, what's, wins, and wheres. And your participation is most definitely invited and welcome. And the chat is going live as we speak. I'm not going to show the chat overlay in the stream. Maybe I should, because I don't know if you guys would see other channels chat. I'm just afraid it might take up too much real estate. Let me check real quick. It is the lovely Miss Lemon is in the house. Welcome, Jennifer. And I apologize. I did not get to see the entire stream on Sunday. Who won? Jim?
Oh, well, now's my chance to talk that trash. No, she actually kicked the hell out of me, but that's okay. Absolutely.
All right.
Curb stomped me mercilessly. It wasn't very nice.
So the good old Americans beat the dirty commies.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo!
Sure. Was there ever a doubt? Come on.
Right? All right. So, everybody, welcome as we get ready to create the masterpiece that will be Butterbars to 4 stars. And I want to say a quick thank you to not only the team who's joined us tonight and everybody else who's following with us tonight, but we've gotten several emails from you all about ideas about what you're thinking for your campaign. One that I really would like to do a shout out to is James. Jim, correct me if I'm wrong. He sent in 2 different ideas.
Yeah, I've got 2 different emails from him for different ideas about how he may want to do this, besides the ways we were talking on earlier streams. So it just goes to show that this is still a very fluid idea, and that there's more. I mean, as open as we are, there are even more cool ways to approach this kind of a project besides, even all the ways we're doing it.
Yeah, most definitely. And we will probably in a little bit, we'll dive into his ideas, just give everybody kind of an idea of what he's thinking and might help kickstart some others. So let us begin. So the question is, where do we begin, right? How do we create this community-driven campaign? And the first question is, what platform are we going to use for you all to keep up with your battle reports, table, videos or pictures of armies that you've painted or created for all of this? Where do you go to show off your work, right? Because this is community. You want the community to be involved. You want them to, see what the hard work you've done.
And coolness counts in our game.
Coolness counts.
That's how you get decorations.
Right, because Jim has come up with a medal system, or at least the thought of the process.
The beginning framework of it.
Yes. Yeah. So you will be awarded medals for coolness, right?
Right.
So we'll talk about that a little bit more too. Let's get started with some stuff, and we go from there. Jim, are you ready to bring up the worksheet?
We are at the very beginnings of a worksheet. So yeah, if you want to.
All right, I'm going to share your screen then, sir. And there it is.
Yeah, perfect. This is done. Wouldn't change a thing.
There you go.
Nailed it right out of the gate.
So, oops, I don't know how to spell here. Okay, so we said we wanted to have 5 levels, right? So we may have too many levels on here. Let me zoom out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got too many levels here. So we may want to kind of trim this down a little bit, but we got the basics sort of settled out. So,
all right. So, how many levels are you thinking?
Well, we kind of settled on 5 before.
Okay.
Think, right?
So, we know we need lieutenant.
Yeah.
Platoon.
So here we got here we got 2nd lieutenant and 1st lieutenant. Again, I have American rank insignia here. Everyone, you do not have to go with the Americans. Some of the ideas we've already had are for armies, obviously, besides the Americans. So yeah, we're looking at basically. Well, again, the ranks here are second lieutenant and alternate first lieutenant. Which some company commanders are second lieutenant. Or some company commanders are first lieutenant, but I'm not going to get hung up on a whole lot of details yet.
I think we would just call those our platoon leaders, essentially.
Yeah. So okay. So those are the levels. Oh wait, ranks. Ranks, and then this would be levels here. So levels. So echelon levels. So platoon, company, and then I'm thinking maybe we could put like some possible games in here, some possible game systems, so people know what kind. Because
there you go.
There's a lot of misinformation out there, guys. I mean, you guys know this, but for people in the community, there's a lot. All respect, there's a lot of people coming out with games over there that either don't know or don't care. About what different actual command levels really are. If I have to look at one more 8-tank battalion, I'm gonna shit a chicken.
Maybe it's just representative, Jim. It's not real. It's just a representation, right?
Then don't call it a battalion. You know what representation of a battalion is? A company. All right, I'm done talking. Wait a minute here. Got that wrong. This guy should be up here.
You know what? I'm going to change a screen setup here while we're seeing if I can get the screen. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, we can see the screen a little bit bigger now.
All righty. How about we combine? You guys tell me if I'm wrong here, or if you guys have a better idea. How about we combine regiment and brigade? Because not all armies even use both.
Right. No.
Combine them. The Americans nowadays. Regiment and brigade. In some armies, in some periods, these are two different levels, but for now.
Yeah, and in the U.S. Army, there's not really. While there's regiments, that's not the combat formation.
Right.
That's like more like lineage now.
That's kind of how the British do it with regiment and battalion. So this is just a guideline for everyone out there. The British are almost the same way with regiment, and then within each regiment, there's one battalion that's actually in combat, and then under circumstances other than a global world war, second, third, fourth battalions of that given regiment is back either training or absorbing new equipment, or they're doing something else. They're usually not in combat.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so we're just going to combine again. Depending on your whatever army you pick, folks, these levels might be slightly different. This is the basics. Division, corps. Actually, you know what? Let's just mash more levels together. Oh my God. Division, alternate, corps. Even that's 5 levels. And there's army / army group or theater. I'll just call it theater. Even that gives us 6 levels.
Yeah.
Which might be okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know how many more. How many?
Well, we can't get rid of 4-star. I mean, that's in the name.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Get rid of that 3-star. Make it 4-star. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we'll combine them. Perfect. Love it.
Cool. So, delete. Cool. All right. So, I should have had some of this done ahead of time. Major / lieutenant colonel. All our favorites.
Everyone gets to see how the sausage is made, like legit. This is how it gets done.
What the hell are you doing, James? Major general, and either lieutenant general or just straight out general. All right, that's what happens when you make me type live. All right, now I think some actual useful information. Games that might be used at these different levels.
Yep.
So, platoon level games that we know that are good out there. When I say platoon level, I mean the whole force on the table is a platoon.
Right.
Not platoon based. Bolt action isn't really a modern game, but you can use it for modern settings.
Yeah.
I think most of the skirmish games we have might kind of fall under this. So, what do you guys think? You guys know more about it than I do, but things like Contact Front or Battle Space, those might almost be too small for this.
Well, Battle Space is too small for sure.
Okay.
But does it scale up? I mean, if you're looking at this size, you could use Ultra Combat Modern.
Yeah.
Skirmish Sangan.
That would get unwieldy at the platoon level, but yes.
Ultra Combat.
Well,
you guys kind of did it at almost a company level. You had how many insurgents on the table at once? Like 60? That's an under-strength company, man.
Yeah, but truth be told, while we used skirmish as our foundation, it really became, I would say, the beginnings of SITREP skirmish. You know, based upon your rules from the transit game, it kind of evolved that way.
Okay.
In some aspects. So.
Hello. That reminds me. What the heck am I doing? Speaking of based on another game, the game that SITREP skirmish is loosely based on. Force on Force.
Force on Force.
Yeah. Can you get as big as platoon with Spectre?
How about? Okay, because we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We already have 6 levels.
Yeah.
So the system's already broken. We barely started. How about if we say you have 5 levels, and whatever 5 levels you want are optional. You can go from squad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to brigade. You can start at battalion 1, 2, or you start at company 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go in the middle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Something like that. That way we can include in here. Give me 1 second. Officer ranks. I don't want officer ranks. Where are? Oh no! I don't want officer ranks. I want enlisted ranks. Hold on.
Well, one other thing that I think we need to consider when we're talking games is we kind of set a starting era for this, right? So it has to be gaming systems that would support that?
Yes, and originally we did, but it's kind of changed.
Yeah. Or at least additional options have been opened up.
Yeah.
Where the hell is the...
While you're doing that, Jim, I'll talk about James's email. Sure. So James sent us an email to sitrep.podcast@gmail.com. And he says, "Hi, guys. My career mode idea is that I'm going to play solo adjacent to you guys in the role as a young German officer starting his career in the trenches of 1916. He'll serve at the Somme and then Passchendaele. Passchendaele. And then defend his lines against Commonwealth attacks, climbing as a rank as he goes. For this section of the campaign, I'll be using Through the Mud and Blood rule set by 2 Fat Lardies. I will use 28mm figures.
That's perfect
once he's promoted to a command force, once he's promoted to command a larger force, I'll be using my Flames of War Great War collection. So you'll go to 15mm. Hoping he survives all this, I will then set him up to command an even bigger Flames of War early war force in the desert. If he wins these battles, he'll carry on to play in the Western Theater. If not, he'll command a force in the Eastern Front. For this section, I'll use Flames of War minis and rules." So then he goes on to say there's a twist to his story. The twist is, for the final part of the campaign, as World War II goes on with victory for the Allies, my character will find himself in 1945 in command of a last levy force of mixture of units at a much smaller level. It's almost like he'll be starting again from scratch. For this last section, I will use 28mm World War II figures and use change of command rules by 2 Fat Lardies. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's pretty ingenious myself.
James had been thinking about this,
right?
It's something very vaguely similar. We did not nearly as ambitious as this project. This project is, of course, 20 or 30 years, 25 years at least, 25 to 35 years if you do the whole thing. Where we did 1 year in the life, so to speak, of Gross Deutschland Panzer Grenadier Division starting in July 1943. That was the Battle of Kursk, and we went. Of course, our Großdeutschland was always out in the Eastern Front, and depending on what you, well, not depending on, I mean, if you read a lot about what happened to the Germans on the Eastern Front, there are no happy endings for a German soldier or officer on the Eastern Front. He either dies, or he gets captured and gets executed, or if he survives that, he gets sent out to a gulag and he dies there. Even the guys that made it didn't return home until like 1955.
Yeah.
And that was like literally about 5%. So we sort of found a loophole in the history. One regiment of Großdeutschland Panzer Division was pulled out and sent to France in May of 44 to train on new equipment. They were getting new half-tracks. And as fate would have it, they were in north-central France when Normandy hit, and they were hurriedly attached to 21st Panzer Division, where they fought the British in June, July, and August of 44. So we did all of our Eastern Front battles, and then we sort of had it scripted, kind of like he does, where we had like a given endpoint where we would fight one battle against hopeless odds. We literally just, me and my friend Alex both played our German characters. I started off as a major. I ended up as a full colonel. And we started off, we had like this last battle where we just basically set up like the army that we had built up in Panzer Blitz, and we just kept feeding British units on the board until we all died. It was like literally you just keep going. And then the story was we were captured and we got sent to Canada and ate pancakes for the rest of our life. It was much better than getting sent out to Siberia someplace.
Right.
So yeah, we found a little loophole in the history, and we sort of had like an endpoint kind of set up for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, the script that he has, I mean, if he doesn't mind having like an endpoint, like a spoiler alert, we know how the movie ends. Yeah, that's definitely a great idea.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, and if you want to add an additional level for that break in combat between World War I and II, you could always play the Spanish Civil War.
He's got options in there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just say that he's one of the 100,000 people that are allowed to remain in the German army after the end of World War I. There's the Freiherr, which fought all kinds of battles in what is today Poland, the Baltics, up in Lithuania, Latvia. Those guys were like in the early 20s, constantly in combat. And then after that, Spanish Civil War. By 1936, he's back in action again.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to take a 25-year hiatus. He can. There are little nooks and crannies that if you look deep enough in the history, especially if he's still at relatively low levels, he can fight some of the smaller battles there. By the time he gets to Spain, he can go up into battalion. Some of his units might be, Spanish nationals under Franco or whatever. Mm-hmm. He could almost be like a special forces advisory guy, like the stuff we send off to other countries. And he can totally get involved that way.
Yeah. All right. So James, well done. We like that one. That's very well thought out. We appreciate the effort, and we look forward to that one.
Yeah, that sounds like it'll be cool. I look forward to hearing how his campaign goes.
Yep.
So am I spelling that right? Skirmish Sangen?
Yep. Looks like it.
Right, cool.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So there's a lot of squad-based systems to use. That's pretty much all your skirmish games.
You could put SITREP skirmish in there. You could put Spectre in there. Battle space.
Yeah, contact front. Force on force will go that low, right?
Yeah. So they'll like bolt action will go that low too. So actually ultra combat modern. So they'll be like blending. These aren't going to be like sharply defined boxes. Battle space, and before I forget, contact front. Alrighty. Company level. So games where the whole table is basically a company or some, approximate our old favorite.
Yeah.
Or one of our old favorites. For show, in case there's anyone really brave out there. Valor and Victory's big brother.
Yeah, there it is. Gotta love the advanced squad leader.
So, whoa.
Depending on size of the scenario. And no, we call that division and core. Never mind. One person is crazy enough to play Panzer Blitz on the division level. And even I've never tried it on the core level. That's just madness. I've set up a table at the core level. I never played it. I set up in Panzer Blitz full real scale, no bullshit, no corners cut, Prokhorovka as historically researched, not the orders of battle, what the divisions actually had that day, not what their parade ground strength was, and it was still insane. Like it almost blew up my Excel when I opened the file. It was just it's something like 1,400 pieces.
Oh, I thought you did it for real, Jim.
I set it up and took a picture of it. I didn't actually play it. I would still be playing it now. I wrote that article series 3 years ago. I'd still be playing that game.
Oh, I thought you did it with the actual game, not in Excel.
I built the map for it in 1997. Yeah. The map so you know how big the Panzer Leader hexes are. Not how big my hexes are. The actual thing. The board was 5 by 7 feet.
Wow.
At 5/8 of inch hexes. And I cut out all the counters, but the research was way off because I was a kid. Well, I wasn't a kid, but I wasn't nearly as well educated in 1997 as I am now. So
yeah.
But anyway, any other what am I talking about?
What about the
one of the really big ones here?
Team Yankee?
Yeah, Flames of War. Which is basically also
Flames of War. You have
the modern version
North
of
Ag.
Of War is Team
North
Yankee.
Ag.
That's almost up at battalion level.
Yeah. You have Battle Group.
Yep. Battle Group will be here. And do Team Yankee at battalion level. You're crazy.
So, guys, just know that these are recommendations or suggestions. Yeah. These aren't like, okay, you have to play this system at this level. So, as long as whatever you play fits into that category, it scales to that size, is really, we want you to simulate the command level, as you get promoted. So, I mean, if you want to do a battalion in bolt action, be my guest. Right?
I want to see that table.
Right. And if there's a gaming system out there that you're planning on using that we haven't listed, share with the group.
Oh, I'm sure though. I mean, I already know a bunch we missed. Rapid Fire's not on here. Crossfire's not on here. Chain of Command's not on here. There's already going to be a bunch.
Yeah.
Come on with the damn keys. What was the one that James mentioned? Well, those are
Chain of Command and Through Mud and Blood.
Oh, that's World War I specific. So yeah, so it's and of course, I mean, like Panzer Blitz, Panzer Leader, AIW, those are all basically the same games. It's just different time periods. Team Yankee, Flames of War, 4th edition, basically the same game, different time periods.
We're just and you could play any modern variation too. So you could have Arab Israeli Wars.
Yeah, Arab Israeli Wars, Tactical Command Middle East. That's basically 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th edition Panzer Leader, different time periods.
Was it MBT? Was that the newest updated Panzer Leader?
Oh, MBT is individual tanks.
Oh, so is it? Okay.
That would be way up here somewhere. Also, that game is absurdly complicated.
No, I've never played it. I've not even seen it.
I opened up the book and I about shit a chicken. It's insane.
If Jim's waving off, I'm not going there.
It's bad. It's nuts. It is nuts. I should open up my webcam and show you some of the rules. It's crazy. So Regiment Brigade is a tricky one. Regiment Brigade is basically a big Panzer Leader game. I don't know if there's too many others in here. I know they're out there. I'm not familiar with them personally. So that's when you would have, anywhere between 1,000 and 5,000 people on the table.
Yeah.
We all know there's plenty of core division games. I don't know about modern times.
Where's Vorpal Bite at? I want him to tell us he's doing it in 54 mil.
I want to see him do Regiment Brigade in 54 mil. I want to see that table.
He's gonna have to rent a football field.
There you go.
So Jim, there's that one game by that prolific games author. You might have heard of him. He created a game called World War 2.5.
World War 2.5 is so World War 2.5 works. However, we would just have to come up with new maps and eras. The problem with division level games, there are tons of division level games out there. There are literally hundreds. I'm actually not kidding about that. Go to Board Game Geek, you'll find literally hundreds of them. The problem is they're very, very specific.
Yeah.
Like Waterloo, Gettysburg, Chancellorsville. You can't use Chancellorsville for Gettysburg. The battles are literally 2 months apart, history-wise. But you can't use, because it comes with that map and it comes with those divisions.
Yeah.
You can use that system. Like we can use the World War 2.5 system for anything in these two levels. We're just going to have to come up with, we'll have to see what people are interested in.
Yeah.
And if anybody makes it to those two top levels, we will go ahead and, we'll go ahead and make up maps and armies and units for them. Because, there are a ton of them in there. But I need to know, are we doing Desert Storm? Are we doing Operation Iraqi Freedom? Are we doing Enduring Freedom? We're going to have to figure out what division or core level game we're talking about by the time we get that high. For James's ideas, we're going to be smack dab in the middle of World War II.
And think about it, if you really want to get crazy, you could do the Rise and Fall of the Third Reich.
That is literally 5-star. Actually, no, you're almost ahead of state.
Yeah.
That's like level 7, 8, 9. You're way up there because you're commanding not the complete militaries of your nation. You're almost not in the military at that point. You're almost
that's true.
Official.
That's true.
Grand strategy games are grand. When you're playing grand strategy when the map is round, not and when you're no longer in the military, when you're actually playing a civilian.
Yeah,
that's usually grand strategy. You've graduated out of the military almost.
Most definitely.
So, guys,
I want to thank everybody who's joining us tonight for this first part of our creating the Butterbar to 4 stars, our community campaign game. We're just coming up with the foundational work, and we look forward to input from you guys and your ideas, like James did. So please reach out to us on the Discord channel. We'll set up Jim's kind of our Discord guy, but we'll set up separate groups for this. Yeah, Jim, you think?
Yeah, we'll set up a new page. In fact, we can probably do it now in the middle of the stream if you wanted.
Whatever.
Many others, depending on era or theater. So there are lots of options for these top 2 levels, guys. It's just, for people in the stream. I know you guys know this already. It's just going to depend on who gets there and what era or continent they're in. If they're a British officer in Mozambique somewhere or Rwanda or something like that, that's going to be a one game. If they're an American in Iraq, that's going to be another game. If they're American in Vietnam, that's going to be another game. It depends on who reaches there, what army they're playing, and what era, like what decade they're in. What conflict they're interested in exploring. So there's almost too many to list here, and anything that we picked would be way too specific, excluding all the others.
Right.
Once you get up into this level of gaming, it becomes very. It's not hard. In fact, it becomes pretty easy because you're at such high level that details start to kind of drop off the table, but the setting starts to become very specific.
I agree. Yeah.
All right. So did we want to, I almost don't know. Did you want to still specify eras?
You know what, Jim?
James Cutts has his own ideas.
Yeah. But you know what? And I kind of like the creativity.
Okay.
If we just really, I think we set a parameter, if that makes sense. Like he does, he's starting his in 1916, going all the way up until 45. So, he's covering 27 years ish.
He's getting a pretty full career in there.
Yeah. So he's getting a full career. So do we say your career has to span a time span of 30 years? 35 years max?
Something like that. Yeah.
Why don't we just put a cap on the time span?
Okay.
Because, I was thinking about it. I would love to see what people come up with. While we focus on the more modern stuff, I'm not opposed to seeing somebody doing the British Empire, in the 1800s up to the early 1900s. So like, the Zulu Wars in 1879, all the way up to World War I, and seeing the technology changes, and those kind of things.
Are you really going to challenge me to recreate George Washington's career? I'll start off in the French and Indian War. I'll wind up in Yorktown.
I thought Bill just wanted to play Zulus again.
Yep.
Right? So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, does to me that seems to open things up more, or do you feel we need to keep it more on the modern sphere?
I know, because again, some of the biggest ideas we've had so far have been for non-modern, pre-1945 ideas. So yeah, we probably shouldn't, be too restrictive.
And and also because in truth, there's probably a lot of people out there that have more early stuff versus modern for miniatures and vehicles and things like that. While that's kind of our core audience, that people have got a whole bunch of World War II stuff. They might even have ancients. They might have Napoleonic, Civil War, whatever the case may be. Right? So.
Cool. All right, we'll do it that way then.
So I can start off as a Roman conscript.
Jen and I were talking about. Jen and I were talking about this just the other day. What was that old? Bill, you might remember. Was there you guys remember a series of novels? I think it was
Casca.
Casca, thank you.
Casca, the Eternal Soldier, yeah.
Yep. Just what I was talking about. I'm going to do him. I'm going to start off
cool.
the first century. I'm going to wind up in Iraq. My career is going to be 2,000 years, and y'all just deal with that.
Right?
I actually just read one of those books a few months back, and it doesn't seem as good as it did when I was a teenager. But for some reason, I don't know. Maybe I got to go back and read another one. But
about 5 years ago, I went back and I reread an old Mac Bolan novel, and I was like, "Oh my god, I used to read this." It's basically romance novels for men. They just change out boobs for guns, and it's terrible.
All right.
So
we all had to start somewhere in our younger years.
Yep. What do we want to call this? Like, not core mechanics, but core concepts, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. Let's start with that.
All right. So
rule 1 or concept 1.
Yeah, per level, play 3 games.
And it's best 2 out of 3, right? Then we say best 2 out of 3.
Well, not best 2 out of 3, but at least 2 of these have to be wins.
Yes, 2 victories. And you don't have to play the third one, right? We said if you play all 3 and win all 3, then you don't have to play 3 in the next level, right?
Hype. Yeah, okay, so per level, play 3 games to progress to the next level, advance your commander's timeline. Damn it, machine. I don't even know where I'm at here.
Welcome, Rasmus, to the stream. We appreciate you joining us.
Raz, what's up, buddy?
Commander's timeline. At least 2 of these have to be wins.
No stout tonight, Raz.
Okay, so hold on. We wanted there to be play at least 3 games, parentheses, including 2 wins.
Yep.
It would be really nice if I could type, including 2 wins.
Yeah, you had to have 2 wins in each level to get promoted.
Yeah.
So if your first 2 games are win, you don't have to play the third game. I'm trying to keep the rules simple. Picture credit equals 3 wins. Great battle reports. Videos, photos, miniatures, army builds, narratives, etc.
Oh, Jen's asking, are there naval options or are these ground pounders only?
That does legit. Number one, the simple answer is yes. However, that yeah, we'll have a nice space where we can work on this in Discord and have discussions.
Yeah.
That is going to throw some. That's going to throw some stuff in the mix. That's definitely going to throw because what's a platoon level naval game?
PT boats.
Commanding a submarine? I mean, yeah, maybe.
Navy SEALs.
Yeah, or it could be a hunter pack.
She just wants to play
destroyers versus submarines.
She just wants to play Darkstar. Don't let her fool you. Because there's a very detailed campaign and career system in Darkstar. That's kind of what she's talking about.
So
sorry, Jen. Darkstar, it has to be historically based prior to today.
Prior to the 26th century?
What if I started off in World War II in the Army?
Yep.
I go to the I become a part of the Army Air Corps and turn into Air Force.
Okay.
And
then I stay in long enough to become Space Force. Can I have a battle on the moon?
There you go. I thought you were going to go down like Dust or Conflict 47 route somewhere.
Nope, I'm going the other way.
Somehow I know where this is going.
Can I fight aliens on the moon? That's all I want.
Jen, I like your idea of possibly having a naval option because there are some really great big scale games. What's that game I really, really wanted to buy?
Oh,
War in the Pacific. Narrow that down.
That was almost grand strategy. That's naval, air, land, logistics, support fleets, submarines. You are in charge of the Navy.
Yeah.
That almost combines like you are, i.e. role-playing. You are role-playing Nimitz and MacArthur at once. You have more power than either of the 5-star generals. You're basically a 6-star general.
Nice.
Which means you're basically.
I was gonna say you're not discouraging Bill at all.
You're basically playing FDR at that point.
I am so buying 6 stars and putting on my collar.
Just go ahead and buy the presidential.
Would that just be
seal.
2 rows of 3, or how
I'm going with 2 rows of 3. I think 6 in a line would be just ostentatious.
Right? Yeah. And we're humble here.
even 5 stars isn't in a line. They arrange them in a little pentagon kind of a shape.
Yes, Jen, you're correct. The insane one with 3,000 pieces. Jen was asking about War in the Pacific.
Yeah, it's got more than that. It's an insane number. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to call it extra credit. I'll come up with a better phrase.
Okay.
But because extra credit makes it sound like a school assignment.
Award criteria.
There we go. And for
Rasmus says 6 stars. That would need some ego to carry it off.
If only we could find some.
3? I think
and Jen says that would look very Russian.
3 6-star generals in our history, either 3 or 2.
We had 6-star generals.
We've never had 6-star.
Yes, we
5-star.
have. We've had this discussion on the podcast before. Yes, there is such a thing. Okay, there's brigadier general, major general, lieutenant general, general. Then a 5-star general is technically called general of the army.
Right.
We haven't had one of those since Omar Bradley. There is technically, and I say technically, a 6-star rank called general of the armies. Plural. It's usually posthumous. It was awarded to at least George Washington, I think Ulysses S. Grant, and I believe Pershing. Got it.
Really?
Yeah. If you wiki it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. General of the armies. Plural.
All right. Doing it.
We had this discussion before.
Fact check that.
Go for it.
Now that you say that, General of the Armies.
Plural.
General of the Armies. Pershing, the only person to hold the rank during his own lifetime.
Oh, he did get it while he was alive. Okay.
Well, isn't that fancy?
Because Blackjack was badass.
Washington,
Was it
Grant,
Grant? Oh, so it was
and
Grant. Okay.
Pershing.
Ah, I had all three. Look at that.
There were attempts to appoint Marshall and Arnold.
Arnold?
Arnold who?
Wasn't he the pig from Green Acres?
Marshall? Who the hell is General Arnold? Oh, Benedict Arnold.
Army Air Forces Commander Henry H. Arnold.
Oh, Hap.
Is that Hap?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, cool. All right, I'm stuck on this alignment. No. Can I just friggin' merge the cells, please? There we go. All right, now I'll just paint this down. No, dummy. Okay, so we won't call it extra credit. We will call it
award criteria.
That's impressive.
All right, so Bill, I presume that you looked up 6-star general.
Yes.
Are the stars like all in a row? Or are they in a circle?
You know, I don't think they show it.
I don't think they even have an actual insignia for it, because you're usually dead when you get it.
Pershing never wore more than 4 stars, even as general of the armies. And Marshall refused to take the appointment of general of the armies while Pershing was still alive. And Pershing didn't die until 1948. Wow.
So 1948? That
Yeah.
means he was living. He was still alive when they named the tanker after him. He was alive when they named the M26 after him.
That's one bad dude. You could become general of the armies while you were alive and get a tank named after you.
Damn good tank too. For the time.
And of course, good old Mac tried to become general of the armies too.
Oh well, shit. Let me not go.
You might have just assumed that was going to happen. Be like, all right, boys, I'm ready. When we doing the ceremony?
Right. Well, he thought he was going to be president too.
He appointed himself Field Marshal of the Filipino Army. So he actually did.
Yeah.
Okay, so the award criteria will be of a tiered medal system. So yeah, something like Bronze Star. Well, it's technically after the Bronze Star. It doesn't go straight to the Silver Star, does it? I'm just gonna
you talking about combat awards?
Yeah.
Because then it is Silver Star. There's a Legion of Merit in there, but that's not a combat award, really.
It's going to be depending on your commander's nationality. So James will be earning War Crosses, followed by Iron Cross Second Class, followed by Iron Cross First Class, Knight's Cross with Oak Leaves with not stars, Oak Leaves, Swords, Oak Leaf Swords and Diamonds, and so on. There will be 3 levels of medals. People want to get crazy with it. I ended up as a 5-star general. I have 6 medals of honor. Oh, really? 6 medals of honor, 4 Victoria Crosses, 2 Knights Crosses with Oak Leaf Stars and Diamonds, and a Cub Scout merit badge for nautical knot tying or something.
Nice.
So there'll be 3 levels of medals. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So then didn't we have something where you would carry that forward?
Yeah.
Award. Okay, so award criteria. Down on requirements to progress to the next Level. Example. Come, Commander. And command. I have 4 in there twice. All right. We already said what criteria you use to get. We're gonna go ahead and put all this in. Damn it, machine! How are you doing that? Oh, hold on. Thank you. Okay, so not core concepts. What do I call this? Games must be reported in our Discord.
Mm-hmm.
SITREP. Our decoration awards. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go to Discord. Alrighty. All right, so here we are in Discord. We're going to create a new channel, which, oh my God, I forgot how to do this. Oh my God. Create channel, text channel. Okay, cool. We're going to call it,
Butterbar to 4-star.
it'll fit. Oh, I can't put the capitals in there. See if I can fit it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there it is. All right, cool. So, all right, everyone sees it now. Right there is our Butterbar to 4-star campaign. That's where we're going to go ahead and start putting our stuff in. A cleaned up version of this document we'll put in there. And then the great thing about Discord is you can put in documents, either Word documents. I'm pretty sure you can put spreadsheets in there. In fact, let's go ahead and test that little theory. Desktop. We'll call it like an outline document or something, but just for now, just go ahead and test it out. I honestly don't know if you can put a spreadsheet in there.
Pretty sure you can.
I know they accept a lot of documents. I just have never tried. Yeah, there it is right there.
Boom.
All right, cool. All right, so I'll take that down later, and I'll re-upload it when this is all cleaned up and finished.
Perfect.
Up. But yeah, so you can put in, like, you can use Excel. You can put in your lists. You can ask questions. The community can get together and like kick around ideas. We'll have a slightly cleaned up, although not too much. This is pretty much the board. We're trying to keep this kind of simple.
Yeah.
Unless there's more that you guys want to add. But
no,
yeah,
simple's
let us
good.
know. Let us know what kind of system you're running, how it goes, and we're gonna have to have at least some kind of report, even if it's just, hey, I had a battle, my guy won, although barely. Here's kind of what happened. I'm playing in this branch, this army, this conflict. This was the enemy, and here was the list, or something like that. We have to have some information that kind of, I don't want to use the word proves, but that demonstrates that the game took place.
Yes.
And then what I'll do is I'll come up with some sort of a score sheet, or like a tracking page or something like that shows, okay, here are the participants, here's who's playing, here's the level they're at, and here's how they're doing. Now, again, one of the ways that you get decorated and you earn extra points that can help you progress faster or further is putting in really kick-ass battle reports, and that's going to be judged on, number one, if you win really badly, like you really just clean the enemy's clock. I understand a lot of these are going to be solitaire games, but still, I mean, we're all just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if it's a really kick-ass battle report, tons of pictures, great video, a great write-up. I mean, nobody has to start a YouTube channel for this, but however
Right.
you want to record your battle, if you do an exceptionally good job at it, that's awesome. Even if the game's result wasn't that great, we'll definitely give it a lot of extra consideration and extra. I keep saying extra credit. It'll earn you more points toward progression of your commander from one level to the next. Oh, we want to have damn it, machine.
Do we need a separate gallery page?
I don't know.
Nah, let's just keep it simple.
Yeah, because it's like part of the battle report.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how much.
I mean, if somebody comes in and dumps like 40 pictures in there all at once, I mean, we may have to consider it then, but I don't think anyone's going to do that.
Yeah, because I was kind of thinking of it as like a bandwidth thing, or somebody, really just, in an effort to excel, get super excited and like, I don't have video, but I've got 9,000 pictures. Here they all are with a turn by turn on each one.
So to Rasmus' point, he said between that page and the Battle Rep channel, that should be plenty of coverage.
Here we go. Photos, 10 pictures maximum.
Okay.
Yeah, so make them count.
Yeah, there we go. So choose any level to start at.
Yep.
Actually, let me not say that. Two, hold on. Levels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can start on level 1, 2, or 3.
There you go.
Go out through company. Either levels 5, 6, or 7. All right, cool. Because I don't know when the last first sergeant became a 5-star general. 4-star general. Plenty of lieutenants have. I mean, even a general starts somewhere, but I don't think too many. I know there are plenty of Mustangs out there. There are plenty of warrant officers, plenty of gunners. I don't know of too many. Because a first sergeant, even a major, even a sergeant major started off as a private.
Yeah.
I don't know too many people who started off as a private and ended up as a 4 or 5-star general, 4-star general. So yeah, pick. You can start here and go to 2, 3, 4, 5. End up as a colonel, which is that's kind of unlikely. Or you can start as a lieutenant, go up to 2-star general. Start off as a captain and go up to 5-star general. That way, everyone kind of goes through 5 levels.
Yeah.
We have 7 levels here, so we technically have 3 career paths you can go on: 1 through 5, 2 through 6, or 3 through 7.
Yep.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right.
We have a foundation.
So if you're participating in games, supposed to report it in the SITREP Discord. Discord is at. This is already going to. Never mind. In order to find this document, you're going to already be in the page, so never mind. We'll have a scorecard publicly available to show everyone's level, status, and progression so far. So everyone knows what they're at, where they are, and what they're doing, and where everyone else is and what they're doing.
Yep.
All right. And sooner or later, Oriskany will learn how to type. There we go. There's another mistake. Jeez. All righty. Cool.
All right, guys. I say we have a great foundation. We're coming up to an hour on the podcast on the stream, so we want to be respectful of everybody's time. And nice work, Jim. As always, you have just this way of organizing things where I would have just had thrown stuff all over a page and figured it out later. So,
except I just blew up Excel. Come on, filter. Not filter, format. Format cells. Give me one more second. I hit the wrong button. Merge cells, dummy. There we go. All right. So, yeah, that's the basics so far.
Yeah. So, guys, make sure you check out the Discord pages. We're still going to work on through this and get it started. And then I don't know when we'll go live with this. We want to give you guys time to think about it, come up with your armies. So it'll be almost in phases. So phase 1 will be your idea, your campaign, right? You would submit that and say, this is what I plan on doing. So we have something to work with. And then we give you time to build up your armies or games or however y'all are going to do it. And then we start the real stuff, right? So, I mean, honestly, I don't see us actually physically starting the campaign to the new year at this point.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, to be honest, I'm still at least a little, I don't want to say bogged down, but I still have a little bit of work to do on Valor and Victory.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working on that till at least the end of the year.
Yeah.
Testing if nothing else. But we're not trying to cool anybody down or slow anybody down. If you're ready to start, go for it.
Yeah. Get a jump on it. So, but yeah, that's kind of how we want to do it. Also, big favor to ask of everybody, spread the word. I know a lot of you guys, gals, are on multiple Facebook pages. There's like Wargaming Facebook page and Hex Encounter Facebook page and stuff like that. Share this information and see if we can draw people from other groups. Start a project tab up on Tabletop Beasts of War. Any of the Wargaming channels. It's open to everybody. So the more participation we get, the more it helps the program because it'll grow. And I would ideally like to be able to present some prizes for those people who really go out of their way and do amazing work. And one of the easiest ways for us to get that support is by it growing and having a lot of attention. And then companies will be more than willing to help with prize support. So, 'cause we want to give back to you guys. So, not only you get to share your hobby and gaming, but we want to be able to recognize those people who really go above and beyond with their work. So please share this with everybody and anybody that you game with or have associations with, and we would really appreciate it. So I think that would be grand.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool to get this out there and get a bunch of folks sharing it around and get some feedback on it too. If you're like, hey, what about this?
Right.
You know how to reach us.
And we already had some great feedback and new ideas for sure.
Yeah. And remember, it's in the title, Community Campaign Game. So it's a community project. So, the community is more than the 3 people you see here and a couple people you see chats. So, we have a big community. It's growing all the time. We're getting new members, and we want to welcome everybody who's a new member that's signed up over the last few weeks. We really appreciate it, and keep spreading the good word. And, we want to make sure that you guys, are able to participate as much as you're wanting to. The other thing I think we should make clear is we suggested different games. If you're not into miniature games, but more the board game Hex Encounter games, that's fine too.
Yeah,
right?
Find the one that works.
Yeah, yep. I mean, we've got both mini and except for the big general level games, we have miniature and Hex Encounter games and different kinds of board games. Oh, that reminds me. a good one for these might be even something as easy as like Memoir 44.
Yeah.
Especially if you're picking like the World War II route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just got to meet the criteria of each thing. So, is it going at that level of forces, whether it's squad, platoon, company, et cetera, the game just has to be able to simulate play that level.
At that level, which reminds me, if you want a 6-star general, we could always add Risk.
Risk.
Not that Risk is a war game, but close enough.
Come on, how many people started their wargaming career by playing Risk?
It's definitely part of it.
That's like right on
Risk
the
got
line.
me through my first deployment to Iraq. We played it a lot.
That's right on the line. That's right where wargaming begins. It's like right in the door. Yeah, okay. I don't want to be seen as a gatekeeper or anything. Yeah, okay.
God, we should do that for the Dead Presidents Weekend. We should just have a Risk tournament.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's many different kinds.
You know what, though? That would take the whole weekend, to be honest with you.
But
you could do a whole weekend just playing Risk.
So we make Risk the loser's bracket. When you lose your game, you have to go play Risk until your next game's ready. No. You can't paint. Nope. You can't watch that guy. Get over there and play Risk.
I don't know, but I love Risk. I still love playing Risk.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of games I like playing. This doesn't necessarily mean they're war games, but you know what?
Stratego.
Oh, that's ego. Now no, I'm sorry. I'm sticking my flag in the sand on that one. That's not a war game.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't have to. War games. There's plenty of great games out there that aren't war games. I mean, I'm not trying to say like one is better than the other. And as far as Risk goes, I would easily I've seen Risk played where it's just Normandy. I've seen Risk played where it's like special forces. That seems to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, but at least it's all they have alcohol poisoning.
There you go.
Well, there's also Axis and Allies.
Axis and Allies is an actual war game.
Yeah.
It's not a very advanced war game, but it's a war game. The criteria I'm using for that is it has to at least somewhat simulate a real war that either has happened or could happen.
Yeah.
And that could be sci-fi. I'm not trying to block out other genres, but there's no way you can explain to me how Napoleon was going to invade South America from Australia or some of the other crazy stuff that you can do in original Risk. Not trying to say it's not a great game, but that's why I sometimes hesitate to call Risk a war game. Although admittedly, some of the other versions of Risk where you play on different maps and the map is somewhat smaller. I remember I had one once where it was just, Normandy. That's different. That's awesome. That could almost be considered,
Yeah.
I see future project for Jim.
A beginning war game, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just me being me. Never mind.
Yeah. So Rasmus said, Risk and take a shot for each army lost.
Yeah, Rasmus just wants to see me die. That's what it is.
Well, how many armies are you planning on losing? I mean, I can see it was like every guy that got killed. Holy crap. One counter in Panzer Leader is 30 guys. If you lose a counter in Panzer, you're taking 30 shots. I mean, that's pretty bad. Each army? How about each unit? How about we just make it nice and even?
Well, because each piece represents an army, right? If I remember correctly.
We're back to Risk? Okay,
yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say he wants to see me die.
You'd be in the ambulance pretty quick. Yeah.
All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we close out the stream tonight? I think we have good foundation and good thought process.
Yeah, we got some good bones here
as well. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure if this is what Rasmus was talking about, but here's a game we can even get Jen to play.
Old school tactics.
1954 or something.
Red versus blue.
Yep. Technically, yeah, blue versus pink. That's what they had in those days. Yeah, that's what they had to work with back in the day.
The pink stood for the commies, right?
Yeah. It stood for the side who won because I don't remember. I actually ran and I can't remember. One side is slightly more likely to win that game. I can't remember which one though. Because of where the armies are set up. You play that game 50 times, and it's Never mind. Because I can't remember which one it was anyway.
Hmm.
You remember how those armies had like bivouac areas? They started off in very particular parts of the map.
Yeah.
Because of where they were, especially, yeah, I think one side was like 51 to 49, slightly more. Had a slight advantage at least in the first couple turns. After that, divisions start colliding on the CRT combat results table. Who knows who's going to win after that? But I'll have to look that up.
Yep.
Anyway, that's way off topic. But that is another. Talk about a nice entry level game. That game, you can literally learn that game in 10 minutes, and you're chucking dice in 15 minutes, and 5 years later, you might actually start winning some games. Tactics 2 is one of those games. The rules are super simple, but you'll have a lot of fun, especially if you have some good opponents.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of game.
We'd have to make up again, like all these higher level. We have to make up our own maps, but that wouldn't be too hard at all. But it is like the map, like the game. The rules for that fit on both sides of an 8.5 by 11 card. That's pretty much at least for the basic game. The advanced game brings in weather, brings in nuclear weapons, brings in all the kinds of stuff like that. But the basic rules are if you can count to 3. Infantry division is 1 point, and armor division is 2 points. And if you can like add up numbers from 1 to 3, because you have like multiples in a stack or whatever, and then you attack and you can divide numbers. Yeah, it's that simple. And it's division level. And when I say division level, I mean each piece on the table is division. You're really playing an army or an army group. That's your 4 or 5 star game. Tactics 2. There we go. That's even better than World War 2.5, to be honest. World War 2.5 would be better down here. Division and core, especially at but for tactics 2. Yep.
All right. Very good, guys. So be on the lookout for the next video where we get together and we just hammer out the final details. We won't do it next week. Next week will be just some traditional hobbying time. So we'll do some painting or assembly or something. There's so many projects. We'll have to look this weekend. Also, Jim, have you gotten an opponent yet for Sunday?
Let me check my email. Not the last time I checked. No.
Okay.
Nope. No, I don't.
All right. So, Chris has joined us. Welcome, Chris, from Walkabout Games. If you guys are looking for a really good gaming experience, Jim is looking for an opponent for Sunday's game. Reach out to us. Either Rasmus says he'd be up for it, Jim.
Oh, sweet. There we go.
So,
okay, guys, we have an opponent now. So
all right.
Late.
Well, damn it, because I wanted to play.
Bring it.
So
hey, nobody says you have to play against me. I can take 2 players and put them against each other. That might almost be more fun.
I wouldn't mind doing that because
There
Dawn won't be here on Sunday. She's going to visit her dad and stay the night because she's got to go to Indiana for a test. So,
Bill versus Rasmus, cage
let's
match.
Do it.
SummerSlam 2021. Oh, wait, that's probably copyrighted. Vince McMahon, I apologize. Don't sue me. We'll come up with some other kind of title.
So I'm going to let Rasmus pick the game.
All right, Rasmus, any ideas, or do you want me to pick? Nothing naval. We did naval last week. You don't want to be doing the same thing time after time.
Chris says cage match.
There you go.
Right.
Get back to our channel here. What the deuce? I would be up for it, Jim. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Rasmus, let me know if you have any suggestions. If you do, hit me up either in Discord or email. If not, I'll pick something. Or if not, Bill, you can pick something. Yeah, we'll figure it out. No worries. Let's just pick something.
Sabo in Korea is what Rasmus chose.
Battle Carry Sabo in Korea.
Are we talking modern or are we talking Korea? 50s or modern? I'm assuming modern because it's Battle Carry Sabo, which is more modern, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, so.
Damon and I are talking about bringing it back to, well, we've already done it in Lebanon, but maybe Yom Kippur War, but we haven't even come close to anything in the 50s yet.
Yeah, so Rasmus says tomorrow. So I guess we're doing modern. Today, tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see what North Korea even has for tanks. I know they have something. I don't know what they are yet. I'll have to look that up.
All right. I only have one stipulation. I am not playing the North Koreans.
All right, Rasmus. That means you have to play the North Koreans. Are you cool with that?
It's against my religion.
I'll give you lots of tanks. I'll give you tons of tanks.
Jim's gonna stack the deck.
Well, to kind of take the sting out of playing the North Koreans.
He's up for it.
All right.
I'll give you lots of tanks, but they're all T-34s.
I'm sure they have, given what they put in their military, I'm sure they have pretty decent tanks. At least for East Bloc. I just hope their Type 99s do better than mine did.
So, to be fair, if he's going to do North Koreans, I will do the South Korean Defense Force with American assistance. I mean, what would be the typical setup, Jim, do you think?
Republic of Korea definitely has tanks. They call it I don't know the exact name of it, but it was an export variant of the early M1s with 105 millimeters in them.
Yeah.
So pretty much Team Yankee M1s, which is still really good.
Yeah.
They call it like the K88 or something. I'll have to do some research. I'll have to go ahead and build it up.
Okay.
Didn't Bill have that a couple of weekends ago against Syria?
Shut up!
Oh no! The mind games, they've already begun. I guess all your guys were carrying paint rounds or something, or they thought it was an exercise. They were all firing those lasers.
Yeah, right.
Something was going on.
It was not pretty.
They were not carrying live ammo.
All right, cool. So Sunday.
Yeah, that'll be Sunday at 2 p.m. I'll give you guys, or 2 p.m. my time, 1 p.m. your time, Bill.
Okay.
I will probably call you guys like half an hour before that, 20 minutes before that, and kind of get set up or whatever.
Okay.
And I'll make the battlefield physically small so that the two forces are already kind of in contact.
Perfect.
Get a nice quick stream going.
Perfect.
And I promise to keep the battle small. Well, small for you, Bill. For Rasmus, it'll be huge. But for you, it'll be small. You'll have like 3 tanks. I'll have like 40. It'll be fine.
Oh, fantastic.
It'll be fine. It'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be like that game all over again. That's grand.
Trying to lean into historical accuracy there. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Well, I'm going to do my research. I pulled up the Army Publishing Doctorate, so I've got all my FMs sitting here. So I need to look at all my FMs. Where's the one for armor operations?
That's not true. You know what they say about the U.S. forces? The reason they're so hard to fight is the first thing that we do is throw out doctrine.
Here's all the rules, so now you know how to break them.
I mean,
right.
As soon as you tell us what we're going to do, we're like, nope, that's not it.
That don't work.
I've got a way cooler idea.
Who the fucker wrote this? Oh, wait, it's that guy sitting in that office in the dark in the Pentagon basement. All right.
What's the old expression? Echelons above reality. Echelons above intelligence.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes to both.
So welcome, Ben Johnson. It's okay you're late. You're always appreciated, sir. So we're just kind of wrapping things up as we...
I know. I'm going straight to Wikipedia here. I apologize. I'm just looking for.
Are you Wikipediaing it?
It's just a first look.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You're gonna lose your what do they call it? Your credentials in history. You're going to the one website that is like totally banned in every academic circle.
Anyone who wants to challenge my historical or military credentials, pack a lunch. Name the place, name the time, I'll be there. Pack a lunch.
Halfway through whooping your ass, I'm going to eat it.
That's
also known as
hilarious.
CTZ 80 or 88. Okay. Here's the thing about Wikipedia. Here's what most people forget. Can you trust anything in this part of the article? No, not really. But it's a great first step. But here's what everyone forgets. References.
Yep.
You go down here, you start clicking these links. There's where you find the good stuff. From the people who actually know what they're talking about. Anything with the PDF is usually a pretty good start. Oh, except when he can't actually get the document. But yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Excellent.
Alrighty. So, anything else on Butterbars to 4 stars? At least for
No,
now,
I think we've got good setup so far, and we let that simmer up, and think about the next phase, and look for some input from members, community members.
Percolate
And
throughout the
then
community.
in a couple of weeks, let's meet again and do another live stream, and we can, see what input or if we have other things we want to add or change, and then we'll put it, into a final document and open up for people's, theaters of war or campaigns. Their actual, remember guys, it's supposed to span roughly a 35 year time span.
Oh yeah.
So somewhere in history, it has to cover about 30 to 35 years. Because that's pretty much the max life of a career soldier. So
I'm telling you, my idea to start off in World War II and end up in the Space Force fighting aliens on the moon.
Dude, that's more than 35 years.
I'm Casca, the Eternal Soldier.
See, here's what we don't realize yet. By the time he gets to the moon and fights aliens on the moon, he finds like time travel technology, and then he goes back and he can pick any. That's how he does it. Time dilation.
Oh.
And when I go back, I'm taking my technology with me, and I'm stomping some guts.
Then you're going to change the whole time continuum, and then
I don't care.
What
I'm
they
gonna run
say
the
about
world.
all that stuff.
Doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna own it all.
Some Harry Turtle Dove action.
Uh-huh.
Somebody brings back a case of AKs and gives them to General Lee right before the Battle of Gettysburg. How did that book go? He actually wrote that. Career should span 30 to 35 years in total.
Cool. Yep. All right, guys. So Rasmus says he's going to do USSR World War II to Afghanistan, is what he's thinking.
You totally stole my idea, man.
Jim likes to play the commies.
I was gonna be like Russian Spetsnaz or something. No, that's cool. I'll do something else. I'll do U.S. Marines. There, I called it. I'll do U.S. Marines if I have time.
I'm beginning to wonder if Jim really isn't the Falcon and the Snowman.
Falcon and the Snowman.
Do you not remember that movie?
I do not even get reference. I do apologize.
It was a movie from the 80s where they were a spy or something. Or what's the Kevin Costner movie? Where he plays the naval guy who's actually a spy.
Oh, that was a true story, wasn't it? Family of Spies. That wasn't technically Kevin Costner, but I know the real life one.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the movie is. It Out of Time or it's not Out of Time? It's now I got to look it up because it's going to kill me.
They were just a pipeline from like 1958 to 1988 or something like that.
Look, I'm going to Wikipedia.
That's what we need when we start up the webpage is we need a SITREP wiki. It'll just be all our references.
No Way Out. That's the name of the movie. 1987, No Way Out.
I have no recollection of that.
No.
Really?
I think if it's based on a true story, I know a little bit about the true story you're talking about. I don't remember the movie.
The film is based on the 1946 novel The Big Clock.
Oh, never mind. We're talking about something else. The movie I'm thinking about had Darren McGavin in it, the father from Christmas Story, called Family of Spies, and was a real-life Navy officer who then got his sons into it. His sons joined the Navy, and they went over to the Russians. Real life, and they were just pipe feeding. It was just a complete pipeline of intelligence into Russia from, again, like the late 80s, the late 50s to the late 80s, until they finally got caught.
Interesting. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it at that. Guys, please send us your comments. Put them on these videos in Facebook. Hit up our Discord channel. And we really appreciate y'all hitting us up and coming out and watching these. Look for Sunday's Korean action. I'm going to take on the Viking.
There you go.
I'm taking on the Korean Viking.
So doesn't even make sense.
Hey, you never know. The Vikings could have gone to Korea.
They went a long way, that's for sure. Yeah. So
and Rasmus, you're correct. Gene Hackman did play the Secretary of Navy. So
we could almost call
or Secretary of Defense, actually. Yeah.
We could almost call this an offshoot of that 2028 campaign we were doing. So
yeah,
sooner or later, something did kick off on the 38th parallel, and
there you go.
There you go. Yep.
So then the question is, what are the parameters? Will the North Koreans break the 38th parallel, or will it be vice versa? Dun, dun, dun.
Well, given the fact that the Americans and South Koreans are already engaged in the war in Taiwan, they're not attacking anyone. It's going to be North Korea coming south.
Dun, dun, dun.
Perceiving a moment of weakness.
All right, guys. Very cool. So look
Jim's
out for that on Sunday.
Jim's already got the wheels turning, the narrative's forming. He's like, oh, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
That's why you guys keep me around and put up with my bullshit.
He's the idea man.
That's why.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm the idea man. He's the practical guy. Yeah, I come up with all these goofy ideas, and he says, this is how we're going to do it in reality.
The difference between an imaginative person and a creative person. The imaginative person comes up with the idea. The creative person actually has to do it.
Yeah, the creative person actually puts it into, into rolling.
Yeah.
It makes it real. So, yeah.
Ben, what's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I know you've been here a while, but just saying, hey, well, I've got you here. Rasmus, yeah. So, all right, so yeah, Rasmus and Bill, I'll put something together over the next couple of days, and I'll send you an email.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. I'm taking on the Korean Viking. Dun, dun, dun. We should have one of those, like the prize fight posters. Rasmus and I.
Yeah, the face off.
Yeah.
What's on Saturday? The game is on Sunday, but on Saturday night we'll live stream the weigh-in they have like a couple nights before.
Yeah.
You get down in front of the cameras, they talk a lot of nonsense. Who's going to be Ivan Drago? I guess that'll be Rasmus.
There you go. I think he could do the accent better.
Yep.
All right, guys. Very cool. All right. I know I've said that about 3 or 4 times now. So thank you guys very much for joining us tonight on the SITREP podcast on our Wednesday night live stream, our hobbying. Again, look out this Sunday for the Korean Viking versus the little guy. And we'll see what happens. Koreans versus Koreans. And thank you to Marty and thank you to Jim for being here tonight and making my goofy ideas actually have a possible reality. So rock on. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We will check you guys on the weekend. Take care.